How do bad habits creep into our lives? Cheryl here. Quick video today here on Wednesday, windy Wednesday here in Scarborough, Queensland. You can probably hear it whistling through the windows. It's fantastic. It's overcast and raining. Bad habits. Now, it's the funny old thing, isn't it? You know, habits, I know myself. Hello. One. I have seen habits that I didn't really know how they started, yet suddenly there they are in my life. Some are good habits, some are bad habits. Now, analogy that I got years ago that was the best explanation for this that I could possibly give you. Because one, it's going to explain how you create habits in your life, but it's also going to explain how governments and corporations, let's say, like the world that wants to control your buying as a consumer, right, which is all of that crap out there, and how they manage to rally you in to their thoughts, their beliefs, and into the habits they choose for you. Well, here's my story. I'm going to tell you a story about a farmer who's sitting on his front balcony in the morning, and he's sipping his cup of tea and he's looking out over his pasture. He's got a wonderful farm, and he looks out one morning and he sees down near the trees, way down the bottom of his farm, he can barely see because it's a little bit of bush, and there's a couple of pigs and a couple of little baby pigs. They've come out of the brush and they're looking around and they're foraging, and doesn't think much of it. Every morning he starts to see these pigs turning up, and he thinks to himself, I wonder if I could catch those pigs. Maybe I could make a bit of a business out of this, right? I can sell bacon or ham or whatever, or sell the pigs themselves. I'm not a farmer, so I don't know what he would do with them. So anyway, he thinks to himself, how am I going to capture these pigs without it being a real drama, okay? So what he does, he decides he'll go down and he puts some feed down there, like whatever pigs eat, let's say grain or corn. So he puts that down there a little bit one day. He doesn't go near the pigs. This goes on for a couple of weeks, and he increases the amount of food that he's putting out. So each morning, here he sits, drinking his cup of tea or coffee, watching these pigs. So anyway, they start to trust. They come out of the bush, they eat all the food, they go back into the bush. So one day he goes down and he gets a length of, hi Jeanette, hi Kylie, and he gets a measure of fence, like let's say 100 foot long, and he puts up this one stretch of fence. And he keeps going on. Each morning he keeps putting the feed down for the pigs. They come out, they eat, they go back into the bush. They don't see him at all because he's sitting up on his balcony, sipping his cuppa. Right. A couple of weeks go by, the pigs are coming and going. He's got the food. He starts to increase the amount of food, right? So the pigs start to get a bit used to this amount of food, so more pigs can come. This is a much better situation for the pigs. All they do is turn up and here's this food. A couple of weeks goes by, the farmer goes down and he builds another section of fence. So now it's this angle, right? So he's got 2 bits of fence. He keeps putting the feed in, keeps sitting up there, sipping his cuppa in the morning, not thinking much of it, getting about his day, doing what he's doing. He doesn't think about the pigs much. He does in the mornings when he puts the feed down. A couple of weeks goes by, he builds another section of fence. So now it's a U shape, right? So it's a U shape of fence. The feed's right in the middle. He doesn't go down near the pigs. The pigs don't even know he exists. He keeps putting the food there until eventually one day, what he does the night before is he builds a fence with a gate, and he opens the gate and the food is still inside. The pigs come in and out. This happens for maybe a couple of days, right? So that all of the pigs get used to coming. All of the pigs, because this is getting ready, This is the crescendo. And then one day, all the pigs are in there eating, not scared, not worried. They don't care. They've never seen the farmer. He's never heard them. There's just this food every day. And all the farmer simply had to do was walk down his farm and close the gate. I know, it's so simple, isn't it, when you think about it? He did this without harming them, without stressing them. There's a lot of trickery involved. Not bad. I mean, he's a farmer. That's the analogy. However, this is how habits start in us. And this is also, if you want to look at it on a bigger picture too, how governments and corporations can suck people in. Because we often wonder, oh my God, why did they do that? Why did they allow that? Blah, blah, blah. People, we are the pigs. The stuff they put down, the commodity that we eat is, God, anything, you know, from whatever. It's usually something, a consumable of some sort for us. Hair, food, cars, televisions, whatever, holidays, whatever. It's the exact same system that they used to get everybody in a corral, nice and dumbed down, because all you're doing is going, ooh, free food. How nice. But next thing, there you are. You're stuck in the gated area and you have no choice. You cannot get out because you didn't shut the gate, but you did take yourself in there under false pretenses, let's say, or trickery. So anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about today, because that is exactly how simple it is to get into a habit. Now imagine if you started breaking it down yourself and reverse engineer a bad habit. It's going to take you to think about it. I can't think your way out of this for you. But once you have these stories or an analogy to compare to, or like these little stories that will actually apply to, analogy rather, that apply to other stories and other incidences, that you can suddenly go, right, that's that. There you go. So that's my contribution for today's Windy Wednesday. Now, I would turn my computer around to show you, but it would have a conniption and you wouldn't see anything because it's so bright. Anyway, take care, everybody. Have a super duper Wednesday, and I'll see you all again on Friday. Au revoir.